What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Pilgrim Outdoors. It's been a very long time. I thought last year I was going to be able to film a lot more and into this summer, and life gets in the way. Work is a priority. I don't do this for a job, so sometimes it becomes kind of hard and difficult to stay up to date with all my fishing adventures and or edit film for you guys. But anyways, this summer, or I should say this winter/summer coming up, should be pretty entertaining for us. We'll hope to be getting back into this with some kind of consistency. But anyways, today's episode is going to consist of, I wouldn't call it necessarily product reviews, but we're going to go through some of the equipment that I use on a yearly basis. Sometimes I add some new stuff in, sometimes there's new products that I like, and I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of rods, reels, and tackle. So stick with it. Early ice is right around the corner. We're gonna have ice probably within the next 2 weeks or so stick with it. Let's go through this stuff and let's get it. Okay, on a yearly basis, I get asked constantly what I use. What do I use for my walleye? What do I use for my crappie? What do I use for bass fishing? What do I use for you name it? If I've caught it, I usually use the same things pretty much every single time. There's no point of changing it up too much unless there's a new product that works better. Then sometimes you kind of just jump on that bandwagon and try out those products. Yeah, I guess we'll start off with rods and reels. We will start on what I consider the low end. My spectrum of equipment goes from $30 to $300 plus. Yes, it's a very wide range, but you like what you like and you spend the money on it. So we're gonna start with the low end. If you fished around Lake Winnipeg and surrounding areas, and especially if you shop at Cabela's like a maniac like I used to, you are bound to have found one of these quantum solid carbons. They are pretty good. I've always liked the straight medium. Pretty good backbone and puts up a great fight with these greenback walleye we have in Lake Winnipeg. I have this paired up with last season's 1000 size Shimano Sienna. Awesome reel. I was actually surprised. It's not a major 10 bearing reel, but like the drag system in it was quite spectacular. I was quite shocked by it. Yeah, like I said, the rod's pretty good as well. This rod, as you can tell by the cork, has been used quite a bit. This was like one of my go-to rods for the longest time. I've caught many upon many fish, just of of all kinds of species on this thing. 36 inch, solid carbon, medium, quantum, good rod, not too shabby. So if you're looking to purchase something on the low end, highly recommend. It'll go a long way. It's great for all sorts of fish. Next, we are going to go with the call it medium high range. So this I picked up 2 years ago or this was last year. This was at the ice fishing show last year from Frostbite. This is the 39 inch medium digger. This is like my new go-to walleye rod. I quite enjoy this one. This rod last year landed me a solid 30 inch walleye. Reel on this one is absolute overkill. This is a Stratic 2500 series, 10 pound Power Pro. This is my big walleye rod, my big fish rod. I can catch pretty much anything with it. But once again, rocking the medium. Awesome backbone in this one. This was one of the things I really loved about it. It had a wicked backbone, but it led up to a really soft tip. It's really good for ripping rattle baits. As you can see, I already have one set up on here from last season. This thing has also seen some hell. This is the Live Target White Shad. Rattle bait, lipless. Solid lure, caught lots of fish on this. That's another go-to. Good jigging rod too. Keep it within the 1/4 ounce to 3/8 jigs. You don't get too much of a bend in the tip, so it still performs nicely. That is my medium to high yeah, this is my medium to high. I think this ran about $100 and something at the ice show 2 years ago or last year. Definitely enjoy it. Frostbite, I wouldn't call it a new product or new company. They've been around for probably 3-4 years now. This is Aaron Weeb and Alex Perrick's company. Good job, guys. Solid. Definitely enjoy this one. We are still kind of in that medium high class. This is the Drench. This is the 39-inch medium light. This is going to be very nice to fish with. I just picked this one up this year at the Winnipeg Ice Fishing Show again, hosted by Eric Labapa and friends. Awesome event. If you guys have never been, highly recommend that. I think it was like 100 venues this year. It was stupid good. All your favorite YouTubers were also there. So like Clayton Schick, Alex Perrick from AP Bassin, Jay Siemens, Josh McFadden. Yeah, so you get to hang out with those guys, listen to seminars and stuff like that. But this right here is the 39-inch medium light Drench. This is a super cool rod. This was highly recommended by a bunch of people there. And if you are familiar with Jay Siemens and you watch a bunch of his videos, all his ice fishing videos in the last 2 years have consisted of him using this rod for a lot of things. Dead sticking for walleye, crappie fishing, I believe he's using it. He also promotes this one super hard for trout fishing, which I'm gonna try doing a lot more this year. I would really like to, you know, catch more, because that's something I don't catch a lot of. That is a species that kicks my ass still to this day. But yeah, medium light, so it's got a pretty good backbone, not as thick as the Digger, but still could put up a pretty good fight. This is a Abu Garcia Ice Max reel. I believe they discontinued this one 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago. Cool little reel if you can get your hand on it. I really like the extended arm for it. It allows you to be able to fish with a glove on and not have it nick your knuckles as you're trying to reel in. Yeah, so solid backbone, and then it feeds into a super soft tip, like dumb soft. So that'll be super cool for absorbing crazy head shakes from trout, maybe even a big walleye. And then it'll be wicked for a jaw jacker too, which I'm also gonna fish with a lot more. Super sick rod, super excited to use this one. This one's gonna be probably used quite a bit in my arsenal. We'll talk more about it when we actually get out on the ice and get to use it, and I'll give a honest review of it. Okay, now the creme de la creme, the piece de resistance, the best that money can pretty much buy, unless you're buying like really high-end custom rods, is, I've had this one for 3 seasons now. This is the IMX Pro Ice G Loomis ice fishing rod. This is the medium. Yeah, this is the medium. It doesn't actually say it on there. This is one snazzy rod. Yeah, you feel everything. It is so light in comparison to like other rods that I've used in the past. You actually don't even think you have it in your hand. I did the frostbite shrink wrap on this. I paired up with a 1000 size Sienna again, 10-pound Power Pro Red, 10-pound fluorocarbon. And then Frostbite Dinner Bell. I was a skeptic, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, what makes these different than anything else? And I'll be 100% honest, I hate fishing with jigging spoons. That light, flowy lure, no, I'm a guy that likes weight and density, and I wanna feel contact with bottom. But yeah, this lure caught me a 30-inch walleye in January. I got footage of that. I'll show that right now. Oh my god, guys! I'm not even fully set up yet, and I just popped a 30. I literally just popped a big mama 30. Look at the size of this thing. Unreal. Had this tipped, dead sticked, I think, in 10 feet on Lake Winnipeg, and boom, lit up a big 30-inch walleye. That capped off a wicked ice fishing season / calendar year last year of 4 master angler walleye of over 30 inches. So yeah, stellar. So I'm gonna be fishing with Frostbite a lot more this year. Definitely gonna see what I can get myself into. Definitely enjoy these lures. learning to appreciate a spoon bite, jigging spoons. Going back to the rod, medium, solid backbone. This one does not have as much play. It's definitely a little stiffer, but I notice it absorbs head shakes really, really well. It loads up. This is a great ripping rod for when you're using blipless crankbaits. Also good for dead sticking, you know, just pay attention to it a little more. Obviously the fish don't have a lot more resistance, so they might be a little more weary of it. But yeah, so this is definitely on the high end. This is, if I'm not mistaken, like $300. I was fortunate enough to get this at a reduced rate, a very reduced rate. This is definitely number one in the arsenal. Number two will be the Digger. Number three right now will be the Drench, and number four, the old beater, the old Quantum. But yeah, so now that I went through the rods, like I said, that's a lot of precious cargo. One item that I picked up last season that was like a super hot commodity, a rod case. And I don't know if you guys shop the market for rod cases, but sometimes they vary, like $100+ for rod cases that aren't really that big either. And like, especially having that G Loomis ice fishing rod, I definitely wanted to protect it a lot more because that is a pricey item. So last year I saw Eagle Claw came out with their own rod case, and it was like $40, if that. And I was like, that's perfect. It had all the spongy material on the inside. It gives your equipment at least a chance of survival. This right here is the big old Eagle Claw case. It is super slick too, because it rocks my favorite colors, which are black and red. So the clips are pretty sick. They're red. Not applicable, not important. This is the case. Nice, beautiful Eagle Claw. It holds up to 40-inch fishing rods, at least. But yeah, so it's been used this season. But yeah, it's got the foam guards for your rods. They just slide into place perfectly. It's got tackle storage too, because not everybody rocks super long rods. These sides I throw in tackle boxes, pliers, all the little essentials. Especially here, for example, like little plastics, fluorocarbon, emergency lighter. But yeah, definitely highly recommend picking up one of these beauties. Yeah, so rod case, super important. Keep your stuff safe and live another day. Let your stuff live another day so you can reuse it.